everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the brand new Transformers Studio Series Commander Class, Constructicon Hook, and Long Haul 2-pack. And this is a 2-pack that I've been wanting to see for a very long time, and I finally got mine at Target. And honestly, this 2-pack is really amazing. So in this video, you're going to be going over the 2-pack and why this is such an important piece to build Devastator. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, before we take a look at the packaging, I did want to ask, is this 2-pack really worth $90? Well, that's what this video was also about. Is this 2-pack really worth $90? So in this video, we're going to find out. But anyways, moving on to the box. The box looks very lovely. We get a nice image of Hook and Long Haul in the robot mode. Hook transforms from a car to robot in 17 steps, and Long Haul in 19 steps. Looks fantastic, looks really lovely. On the top we get Transformers the movie, Constructicon Hook, and Long Haul, the same right there. Transformers Studio Series, a nice image of Devastator. 3 out of the 5 to collect, to combine. And right here we get some nice product shots of Hook and Long Haul. Hook has some really nice features on his Hook region. Long Haul has a trailer, which is also the legs of Devastator, which we'll touch base on later. But we get really nice product shots here, and then I really do like the little picture right here. It shows Devastator throwing sludge, as that scene in the movie was really funny. And it looks like in the background their iconic movie scene might have been the scene where they break in and kill Ironhide, Ratchet, and Brawn. It looks really cool. And then the little bio says Hook and Long Haul combined with other Constructicons to form Devastator. So we have that, and right here we get a really nice image of Hook and Long Haul in their vehicle mode with the Autobot logo right there. And at the bottom of the box we get the barcode, so be sure to scan that if you want. But yeah, that's pretty much the packaging. So without further ado, let's get started with the figures. Here we have both Hook and Long Haul out of the packaging, and wow, this looks really cool. Long Haul is really big. It's quite big, and he rolls very nicely. So let's first focus on the car form. I'm gonna deattach the trailer, which I'll show you how to reattach in a bit. It does have a little tab right there and little slots on Long Haul, and you just have to open Long Haul's legs to see how to attach it, but we'll touch base on that later. But anyways, here we have Long Haul, and Long Haul looks really cool. We have a really nice Decepticon logo right there. It's painted in purple for the windows. The headlights are painted in silver. The grille is in black plastic, as is this piece as well. A lot of the robot parts do hide perfectly. The dump truck looks really nice, and also has a feature where you could dump, but mostly due to transformation. I did want to show you the back. It looks really nice. It looks really cool. It looks very clean. The back does look kind of funky and wonky a little bit, but I don't really mind that much because we're not really going to have him in vehicle mode all that long. And then right here, for back to this side, he does have a little port right here for his blaster, so that is really interesting, which we'll take a look at the accessories later. But we could see that Long Haul looks really cool in his vehicle mode, and I really do enjoy it. Moving on to Hook. Hook's vehicle mode has to be one of my favorites because he transforms into a crane. Not a lot of Transformers do that. Now his crane mechanism does remind me of Grapple and Inferno from the Kingdom line, and honestly the crane looks really cool. It could extend and everything, which we'll touch base on in just a bit. But overall, yeah, just look at the details, and I really do like the purple we do get for the windows, and even the tiny little details we get for the windshield wipers look nice. The texturizer here, it's very texturized right there, here as well. We even get a tiny little Decepticon logo that you can barely see right there. It looks really nice. The bottom of the figure, it conceals the figure very nicely. This figure is kind of a shell former, which I'll tell you why in a bit when we transform him. But yeah, we can see that Hook looks really cool in his vehicle mode. Moving on to the trailer. The trailer looks really funny. It looks really cool. Okay, so this piece right here has 2 little tabs, and Long Haul has 2 little slots. As said previously, you separate Long Haul's legs, and you just attach it right there, and that becomes Long Haul's little trailer. But anyways, moving on to the figure, it looks very clean, and it looks really nice, but we'll take a look at more detail later. But overall, how this figure's trailer rolls, it rolls very nicely, and he does come with a buttload of accessories right here, which look really cool. So overall, yeah, that's the characters in their vehicle form. So let's see how they scale with the others. So first off, we gotta compare Hook and Long Haul to each other. Obviously, we gotta see how big they are. So Hook is a little bit, or Long Haul's a little bit longer than Hook, so yeah, they're near enough the same size. As far as height, Long Haul is obviously taller than Hook, but Hook's crane also makes up for it. And yeah, this is a scale for both of these. Now the other two Constructicons, being Scrapper and Bone Crusher, I even included the trailer for Devastator for comparison as well. But overall, here we have all of the Constructicons so far that have been released in US retail, and honestly, I think the scale is near enough accurate to how they all appear in the G1 cartoon. Here's how Scrapper is to Long Haul, looks really cool, and here's how Scrapper is to Hook. Now we bring in Bone Crusher here. Bone Crusher to Hook is obviously way smaller, and the same could be said with Long Haul. So yeah, they are very, very much smaller in comparison to these Commander class figures. But honestly, these Constructicons just feel like Voyager class figures with Leader class engineering. They don't even feel as Commander class much. It's probably just due to the trailer. But overall, yeah, that's how they all scale with each other. For Hook and Long Haul's accessories, they do come with quite a few accessories, which kind of justifies the price point a little bit, but not that much. So first off, Hook does come with one blaster, looks really cool, sculpted in black plastic, looks really nice. Long Haul comes with a blaster that has a detachable black piece right here, so yeah, we have this cool little piece on the blaster, not really that exciting about it, but it's just two little pieces that detach. Overall, yeah, pretty cool design. Right here we have the Hook for Long Haul. He could extend right here at the hook, right here, and he has a little joint right here at the hook, and then this piece attaches on Long Haul's body and could extend and move around and stuff like that, so it looks pretty cool. Here we have Devastator's hands, which look really cool. They have an articulation right here, and I believe they also have a tap point right there as well. And to move these inside the body, you just fold them like this, and then they just form cannons like that. So that is very simple. I recommend opening it first and then folding it down, because when you fold it down fisted, it's kind of hard, or you could fist it after. But overall, yeah, pretty cool hands for Devastator, and they form little cannons that attach on Long Haul's trailer. And speaking of Long Haul's trailer, I did want to bring it in because the Long Haul's trailer is kind of why this figure costs a lot, because this forms the hips of Devastator and it has a lot of engineering in it, so that's pretty much why. But overall, yeah, they have a lot of detail going through it, and I really do like it. These chest pieces on Devastator tab in onto the side, as well as on the bottom as well. We get a nice Decepticon insignia, and this piece attaches onto Long Haul as a trailer. And then we have the wheels that are on pins, so they roll very, very nice. But overall, yeah, we have this trailer, and it looks really remarkable. Now that we got the accessories out of the way, I did want to show you how to transform these guys into the robot mode. And then after that, we'll touch base on how to transform each of them into their component for Devastator. So first, let's start off with Hook. So Hook, I suggest removing the accessory because it's probably just going to get in the way when you're transforming it. So you're going to put your attention toward the back. You're going to lift these panels right here. Then you're going to detach the arms right here. Detach them from the back, like so. Bring them down like this, and you basically have the arms done, and just fold out the wrists. We'll fold out the wrists later. But then you're going to move your attention toward the bottom right here. You're going to detach the legs, the feet, and the shins, now that they're facing downward. Then you're going to bring down this section downward as well. They are on double hinge joints, so it's kind of easy to bring down. Then you're going to disengage these pieces right here, fold them like that. Then you're going to bring the backpack down like this, and fold these two pieces downward. Then you're going to unfold the wrists, unfold the hands right here, and that is how you transform Hook into his robot mode. So yeah, it's pretty easy for the transformation. Now the same could also be said to Long Haul. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is disengage the legs from the body. Then you're just gonna straighten them out like this. Unfortunately, this piece cannot fold. I always thought it could, but it's kind of a missed opportunity right here, and it really obstruct the Devastator design. So I'm not so sure why they did that. But anyways, moving on to the heel spur. Back spur, you're just going to bring it back like this. Do the same process on this side, bring it back. Then you're just going to disengage the arms from the waist, disengage them right there. Then you're going to move your attention toward the upper arm, and then you're going to connect it into a tiny little tab right there so it clicks. Then unfold the hand like so, and then bring the arm outside of the body. And do the same process on this side, tab it right here, bring the forearm down, take the hand out, then bring the entire arm out of the body. Then after that, you're going to rotate this region downward like so, unveiling some really nice detail right here. Then you're going to unfold the backpack, compress the backpack, and put it on the back. Then close this, and there you have Long Haul fully transformed into his robot mode. And honestly, the robot modes look really, really cool for both of these. Now that we got the vehicle modes out of the way, now let's focus on the robot mode for Hook. Now for Hook, his robot mode looks really cool. I really do like the design of it, and everything looks amazing. And it's really amazing how they captured Hook's design really well, and he looks really cool. He matches his animation model despite the inaccuracy on his left foot on the right side of the screen. We can see that the little animation model looks a little bit different because the little thing is on the back of the foot, but other than that, I don't really feel like it's not really a problem with this figure. It looks really good overall. I do like how everything compresses very nicely. I do like the crane mechanism. It looks really, really cool, and it's even detachable as well. And the figure itself looks really nice. The figure has a lot of sculpt work and paint work. Painting mostly on the legs. Here we have silver, and this figure feels kind of heavy, feels dense. We could see that this does feel like a kind of like a leader class figure, but a Voyager scale. So yeah, basically what these figures are kind of like leader class figures at Voyager scale. Now, his articulation is something I don't like. Something about all these Constructicons that I don't like is the articulation. So first off, his head is on a ball joint, so you can look up, down, side to side, move around very freely. I really do love that. He has hinge joints at the arm, which are obstructed by these kibble things, but you just have to lift them and then you can move them. And then the shoulders are kind of movable, but they are kind of awkward to move. He does have a bicep rotation as well, looks really cool. Elbow rotation and double elbow rotation due to transformation. He does not have wrist rotation, surprisingly, but yeah, also when he combines it to Devastator, which we'll touch base on in another video, why he doesn't have wrist rotation. But he doesn't have wrist rotation. He does not have waist rotation either, so that's quite unfortunate. He does have leg rotation. He could kick it out to the side, do the splits. He could kick it back to that far and up to this far. He could do around 90 at the knee. He does have a backwards foot pivot and an ankle pivot as well. So overall, this guy has some cool articulation. We win some, we lose some. And I really don't like that these pieces obviously obstruct when he's moving his head. They just kind of cover his face, so you have to move them. And even when you move them, they still don't look nice. So that's one little problem I do have with this figure. Other than that, he's a pretty clean and decent figure. Now moving on to Long Haul. Long Haul has to be my favorite out of the two because Long Haul is a really, really chunky robot. He's very dense. He has probably more engineering than Hook, but I think Hook does have a little bit more engineering since he does form the head of Devastator. But overall, just taking a look at Long Haul, he matches near enough his animation model. Obviously, his animation model did have skinnier legs, but that's not really a problem with Long Haul. After all, he is a dump truck. He needs to be kind of big to support Devastator's back and everything. But overall, yeah, I feel like Long Haul looks really, really cool, and he looks really nice. The head sculpt looks really nice. It's painted in silver and red. The Decepticon logo on Long Haul looks amazing as well. I do like the sculpt work that we get throughout on the legs, the shins. We get the red and purple over here on the chest region, and we even have some interior detailing as well that we don't really see in robot mode nor combined form or vehicle form except when we're transforming it, which looks really, really cool. I'm glad they did that, and I really wish they would have done that for the exterior mostly, but other than that, it's really cool. The sculpt work looks really nice, and I really do like how the backpack compresses and doesn't really obstruct. It looks really, really cool. And honestly, the figure looks really cool. I really do enjoy it. It's more enjoyable than Hook, I'll tell you that. His posability is alright as well. So similar to Hook, he does not have a waist joint, which is quite strange, as when I transformed him into the component for Devastator, I'm not so sure really why they didn't include one, but I kind of see why, because they didn't want Devastator flopping around. But overall, his articulation starts off, he has a ball joint at the head and a neck joint. So the neck joint is mostly due to transformation, but you just have to move it around. He could move it up and down, side to side, and do a full 360. He does have a hinge joint at the arm, so you can move it around, and swivel joint in the entire arm as well. He has a ball joint at the arm, the elbow, so he has a lot of range of motion, as well as this other kind of tab-in joint, mostly due to transformation, and no wrist rotation either, but you can move it inside. So yeah, there's not really anything right there. No waist rotation either. He does have the same pose ability as the other Constructicon's legs. He has a hinge joint right here. He could do the splits. He could kick it back to that far and up to this far around 90 degree at the bend, past 90 due to the transformation joint. It does have a ankle rocker joint, and that's about it for the figure's articulation. So yeah, overall our long haul does have a really decent amount of articulation. For a comparison, here I brought in hook and long haul. And hook and long haul to each other, they're near enough the same size. If not, long haul might be a little bit taller, or maybe it's hook. One of these looks a little bit taller, more than likely it's long haul, but we can see the size. And all these Constructicons near enough to match their animation models and look near enough the same size to each other. So I think this is a great scale. Here we brought in Scrapper and Bone Crusher, and they're near enough as well the same size. They're a little bit shorter in where their head stands. Scrapper looks like he might be the smallest, or if not, it could be Bone Crusher. But Scrapper and Bone Crusher are near enough the same size, and they're near enough the same size to Hook and Long Haul as well. So I believe this scale is accurate to the G1 cartoon. Here we have him next to Megatronus, Blitzwing, Soundwave, Bumblebee, Brawn, Ratchet, Ironhide, and finally Optimus Prime. Now for the transformation for Hook and Long Haul into their Devastator components. Sit back, relax, follow along. over that gruesome transformation, finally we have Devastator near enough complete with all of the Constructicons on him, except for Mixmaster and Scavenger. But anyways, here is Devastator, and honestly the conversion between Long Haul and Hook into their components honestly was really fun to do, and I really do enjoy the product that they've put out. Now, I don't want to touch too much base on Devastator just yet because we're not ready for that video and I don't have all of them ready, but this is how Devastator near enough scales, so I'll just bring the camera in. We have a really nice mold of Devastator's head painted in silver and red. The Decepticons can get painted in purple, and then all of this green running throughout the body looks really cool as well. My only critiques with the Devastator mold itself would be the backpack region, because the backpack region has a lot of junk in the trunk as we've seen before, but it's not really an issue, and I'm pretty sure once all of them are combined, I'm pretty sure it won't be that much of a problem. But other than that, it looks really cool. Now for the verdict, is this really worth $90? My simple answer is probably not. Now hear me out, before you flame in the comments, I personally think this is not worth $90. The engineering involved in Hook and the legs is mostly what's worth it. A Long Haul is very simple, but there's also engineering involved. But I just wish that despite the engineering, there was more articulation and a little bit more paint on the figure. I do like all the details in the sculpture we do get, but however, I feel like these figures lack a little bit of paint. They look a little too green or like too purple or something in my opinion. But it's not saying they're bad figures, I just feel like there's something missing, but I can't really put my finger on it. Personally, I think Hook, for the waist swivel and for the hands, I could see why they couldn't really put that articulation, because his hands are very important when he's transformed to Devastator, and so is his waist, as the head of Devastator is concealed inside his waist. Now for Long Haul, on the other hand, he could have had a waist swivel, and that wouldn't really compromise the design at all. He could also have wrist swivel, as I do know the Junkions do have a wrist swivel and do hide inside the arm, so that's something that they could have added, and it wouldn't really like compromise Devastator's design at all. It would have like made the figure even better. And for the trailer part being Devastator's legs, that has a lot of ratchet joints and a lot of pieces, I personally don't think this 2-pack should be worth $90. I personally think it should be worth $70. Considering that these figures are around deluxe class to Voyager class height, and just they have extra engineering, these guys should already be a leader class figure. But with the added trailer, just add $20 right there, it should be $70. But the actual price for this is $90, so I am really conflicted what this should be. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. I personally like these figures. As a rating, I would rate Hook a solid 6.5 out of 10, and a Long Haul a solid 7.5 out of 10. I personally like Long Haul a little bit better due to his posability, but I do like Hook a little bit better because of his colors. But tell me what you thought of these figures in the comment section down below. Do you guys really think this is worth $90? Me personally, I am somewhat conflicted. Tell me in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys at our next video. Thank you so much for watching, and in the words of Optimus Prime,
transform and roll out!